Magandang umaga po. I now call the session to order.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Ang ating pong regular na pulong ay sisimula ng panalangin ng kagalang-galang Konsehal Marie Shalimar Baez Reyes.
Hello? Okay. Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to serve our people. We ask for your guidance to make just decisions as we begin this session. May all our discussions and actions be guided by honesty and compassion to seek what is best for our city and its citizens. We entrust this session to you and pray that everything that we will do for today will be for your greater glory and for the welfare of our community. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Ang ating pong lupang hinirang at ang Marcha ng Muntinlupa.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
ating pong councilor screen. Maraming salamat po. Dadako po tayo sa ating roll call. Kagalang-galang Attorney Alexon Diaz, kagalang-galang Attorney Coro, kagalang-galang Attorney Arsiaga Molina, kagalang-galang Pati Kati Bongkayaw, kagalang-galang Jedediah Presnedi, kagalang-galang Walter Arcilia, kagalang-galang Tiñefes, kagalang-galang Amanda Jane Camilon, kagalang-galang Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito, kagalang-galang Engineer Mamerto Sevilla Jr., kagalang-galang kay Ann P. Rangovilla, kagalang-galang Francis Ian Bagatsing, kagalang-galang Engineer Arlene Hilapo, kagalang-galang Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, kagalang-galang Rodolfo W. Moldes Jr., kagalang-galang Consejal Cornelio Martinez, kagalang-galang Allen Ampaya, kagalang-galang Jonas Angelo Habinilla. Mayroon pong sapat na bilang.
Dahil tayo po ay may sapat na bilang, tayo ay magpapatuloy.
Itibayin po natin ang katitikan na ika-15 regular na pulong.
Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, you are recognized.
Sir, good morning po sa inyong kagalang-galang Vice Mayor at Presiding Officer, ganon din sa ating mga kasamang konsehal. Kung wala na hong pagbabago sa katitikan ng ika-15 regular na sesyon na ginanap natin noong Oktubre 6, sinihiling ko po na ito ay atin ang pagtibayin.
Kahilingan na pagtibayan ang katitikan ng ating nakaraang pagpupulong, pinaulaan po ni Councilor Arlene Hilapo. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Para po sa ating unang basa, ito po ay application for accreditation ng mga sumusunod. Camellia 2D Multipurpose Cooperative na matatagpuan sa Block 5, Lot 1, Camellia 2D, Putatan, Muntinlupa City.
Madam Chair, the matter is referred to the Committee on Cooperative and Livelihood.
Ikalawa po ay Metropolis Alabang Pasay Jeepney Operators and Drivers Association Incorporated, matatagpuan sa Old Star Mall, Alabang Terminal, Alabang, Muntinlupa City.
The matter is referred to the Committee on Transportation.
Number 3, 32 Lakeside Homeowners Association Incorporated, matatagpuan sa 32 Lakeside, Ilaya Street, Alabang.
The matter is referred to the Committee on Rules, Ethics, and Privileges.
Muntinlupa OFC Workers Association Incorporated na may pahatirang sulat sa Gunran Compound, Putatan, Muntinlupa City.
The matter is referred to the Committee on Rules under my chairmanship.
Kalima po ay Alabang OFC 1 na may pahatirang sulat sa 7B Elias Street, Alabang.
The matter is referred to the Committee on Rules under my chairmanship.
Jason Homeowners Association Incorporated with address at 122 Quezon Street, Poblacion, Muntinlupa.
Matter is referred to the Committee on Rules under my chairmanship.
Ikalawa po ay an ordinance localizing the National Service Training Program implementation in the city of Muntinlupa and for other purposes.
Madam Chair, the matter is referred to the Committee on Education chaired by the Honorable Councilor Jedediah Presnedi.
Katlo po, an ordinance providing guidelines on street art and advocating for creating expression in the city of Muntinlupa.
The matter is referred to the Committee on Culture and the Arts, Committee on Tourism, with the Committee on Culture and the Arts under the chairmanship of Councilor Jedediah Presnedi as the lead committee.
We will forego with the reading of item number 4 and we will proceed with the executive endorsed proposed ordinances. This is the proposed 2026 executive budget of the city government of Muntinlupa in the amount of 10,066,456,107 pesos.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Appropriations under my chairmanship.
Para po sa ating executive endorsed proposed resolutions, una po ay resolution authorizing the city mayor to enter into a construction agreement with the following contractors for the herein enumerated projects. Una pa ay construction of Women and Children's Wellness Center, Phase 3, with the KME Design and Construction as the contractor and with amount of 147,278,754 pesos and 57 centavos. Construction of Muntinlupa Mega Health Center Phase 2, Elias Street, Alabang. Likewise, KME Design and Construction with the amount of 24,980,153 pesos and 51 centavos. Construction of drop-off station and site development Phase 1, Alabang Central Market, with RNN Construction Corporation as the contractor in the amount of 19,966,114 pesos and 56 centavos. Rehabilitation of PL Mon Building Classroom, this is reposted with IF Clemente Construction. The amount is 99,976,940 pesos and 27 centavos. Rehabilitation of Osmond AFSS and FDAs, Barangay Alabang, ML Quad A Construction in the amount of 29,905,427 pesos and 20 centavos. And lastly, improvement of third floor facilities at the main training center of the DDRM Resiliency Building, Barangay Tunasan, with VF Labao Construction Corporation as contractor in the amount of 4,669,137 pesos and 15 centavos.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure headed by the Honorable Councilor Ryan Bagatsing.
Para po sa ating unang ulat, ito po ay Committee on Livelihood and Cooperatives chaired by the Honorable Councilor Cornelio Martinez, who conducted this public hearing on October 16, 2025 on the MOA between the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Local Economic and Investment Promotion Office and the three concessionaires, namely Muntinlupa City Women Producers Cooperative represented by Annalyn Arsiaga, Pasco Producers Cooperative represented by Cristina Constantino, Gonzalo's Catering and Food Services represented by Hara Ina Tepait.
Yes po,
Council-
magandang umaga, kagagalang-galang na Pangulo.
Councilor Cornelio Martinez, you are recognized.
Oo po. Honorable Stephanie Tebes Wong, Vice Mayor Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlungsod, through Honorable Major Councilor Councilor Atty. Coro. Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to you the report of Committee on Livelihood and Cooperative. On the result of the public hearing held on October 16, 2000, decision hold regarding to the memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa and through the Local Economic and Investment Promotion Office, LEPO, represented by Rosano Repinipiason City Mayor on these accessories namely: A. Muntinlupa City Women's Producer Cooperative, represented by Annalyn Arsiaga. B. PASCO Producers Cooperative, represented by Cristina Constantino. C. Gonzalo Catering Food Service, represented by Hannah Inadi Teva. On this list of canteen installed with the City Hall premises for the period of 3 months from October to December 25. 3 months. Recess lang. Wait a minute.
1 minute recess.
Recess. Napag-usapan namin dito 1-year contract, pero nakalagay po rito 3 months. Pero ito po talagang 1 year to. Kasi masyadong mixy yung 3 months na kontrata sa kanila. Minsan, bago mabasa, tapos na yung yung kontrata. Kaya ito ho, 1 year to. At dito ho, kaharap po namin si Ms. Trina rito.
Councilor Cornelio, please read your committee report and then please discuss the matter during the discussion po.
Okay po. Sige po.
Continue to
Tuloy
read it.
natin. So, yun po, hinihiling po na pagpaliban ito po ang pagbasa ng attendance.
Kahilingan na ipagpaliban ang pangalan ng mga attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Documents submitted. Copy of the memorandum agreements, formation. Number 2, copy of the letter issued by the Office of the Attorney, signed by the Attorney Karen T. Bernal Baldosa, noted by the Genesis Santiago, and dated 21 October 2000, starting objection to the content of MOA. Number 3, copy of the letter issued by the LIPO, signed by the Engineer Alan Cachuela, and dated 24 September 2012, seeking legal opinion of the MOA authorizational from the OCA. A. Discussion. Public hearing was held by East October 16, 2002 to tackle the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Local Economic Investment Promote Office, LIPO, and Muntinlupa City Women's Producer Cooperative, PASCO, Producer Cooperative, Gonzalo Catering and Food Services. The Memorandum of Agreement with adopt a resolution for the 3 catering and food service, namely Muntinlupa City Women's Producer Cooperative, PASCO Producer Cooperative, and Gonzalo Catering Food Services. C. Muntinlupa City Women's Producer Cooperative, PASCO Producer Cooperative, Gonzalo Catering and Food Services, intent a less canteen stall for the period of 3 months from the October of December. So itong 3 months nito, 1 year na ho ito. The monthly rent is 6,500 per month, with payable within the period of the contract. Recommendation. The committee here be recommended in above resolution and approve the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Local Economic and Investment Promotion Office, LIPO, represented by Rosano R. Vinapiaso City Mayor and 3 concessionaire name. Muntinlupa Women's Producer Cooperative, represented by Ana Lynn Arsiaga. Pasco Producer Cooperative, represented by Cristina Constantino. Gonzalo Catering and Food Service, represented by Ana Ina Tapait. On the list of contents saluting the City Hall premise to a period of 3 months, 3 months from October to December 21. So again, inuulit ko po ulit. Bisa nagkamali ano, 1-year contract po tayo. Dimowa and Food Consumer CGM with Muntinlupa City Women's Producer Cooperative, represented by Annalyn C. Arsiaga, Fast Food Producer Cooperative, represented by Cristina Costino, Gonzalo Catering and Food Services, represented by Ana and Ditapait. Respectfully submitted, Consihal Cornelio Martinez, Chairman, Committee on Livelihood Cooperative. Consihal Amanda Jane Camilon, Vice Chairman. Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Councilor Walter Arcilla, Member. Councilor Jonas Angelo Badilla, Member. Councilor Marie Selma Reyes, Member. Councilor Pati Kati Bongkayaw, Member. Tagapangulo, kung wala na pong nais, ay hiniling ko po na amyenda, hiniling ko po na isarado na ang punto ng ating talakayan, pagpapatibay subject, formal style. Kagalang-galang na pong ulo. Sinasara ko na po yung talakayan, kagalang-galang po. Yes.
There is a motion to open the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, we are now in the period of discussion.
Okay po. Oo nga. Yun po, yung kontrata na ng 1 year, yun po. So, pumapasok po tayo doon sa 1 year kontrata. Kaya po, hiniling ko po kung isara na po ang ating punto ng talakayan at pagtibayin po subject for formal style. Di ba? Hiniling ko po na isarado muna yung talakayan.
1 minute recess po.
Okay na tayo. Okay na tayo? Paano? Di ba pasok natin yung 1 year?
Tayo po ay nasa punto pa rin ng talakayan. Kinikilala po Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito.
Magandang umaga po, Madam Presiding Officer. Meron lamang po akong katanungan kay Konsehal Martinez. Meron po tayong ordinance na ang dapat po ang karamihan o majority o may ratio po na dapat ang mga empleyado ay mga taga Muntinlupa. Siniguro niyo po ba dito sa mga cooperatives po na ito na majority po or magpa-follow po sila sa ratio po na mas marami po ang empleyado na galing sa Muntinlupa?
Yes po, kagalang na
Okay po.
Kasi ito po, ano to, mga membro ng kooperatiba to eh. Kaya dito talaga mga taga Muntinlupa.
Okay.
So wala po tayong problema.
So ang sunod ko naman pong katanungan, gaano po katagal ang kontrata nitong mga empleyado na to na from Muntinlupa dito po sa mga canteen po na ito?
Ang hiniling po nila dito, kung po pwede po 1 year. Kasi masyadong maiksi yung 3 months na binibigay sa kanilang kontrata.
So, Consehal Martinez, yung nabanggit po kasi doon na yung lease contract po ay for a period of 3 months from October to December 2025. So, sinasabi niyo po na instead of 3 months, 1 year po yung magiging contract, pati
Yes.
din po ng mga canteen.
Yes po.
Tama
kontra
po?
yung magiging kontrata nila, yung paggamit pa nila doon sa mga kantin natin.
Okay po. Yun lamang po, Madam Presiding Officer. Maraming salamat po.
Marami pong salamat, Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito. Tayo po ay nasa punto pa rin ng talakayan. Meron pa po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Okay po. Kagalang-galang na chairman, inihiling po na sarado na ang discussion.
May kahilingan na tapusin ang punto ng talakayan. Pinangulan ni Councilor Patty Bongkayaw. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Okay. So, okay na po. Dumako na po tayo sa pagbubutan na subject to formal style po. Kagalang-galang na po.
We are now in the period of amendment. Meron po ba nais na mag-amenda?
Oo nga. Ano? So, ganun lang po, kagalang-galang na Pangulo. Kung wala na pong nais na magtanong at maglina, hiniling ko po na sarado na ang punto ng talakayan at dumako na po tayo sa pag-amyenda. Ganun. Okay na ba yan? Dumako na po tayo sa pag-amyenda.
Agbo.
Kagalang-galang po.
Kahilingan po na tapusin ang punto ng pag-aamyenda. Pinangulan po ni Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga. Dahil wala naman pong tumututol, the period of amendment is now closed.
Okay po. Maraming po salamat. Okay na tayo. Sa amyenda na tayo, di ba?
Lahat po ng sumasang-ayon sa nasabing resolusyon, please raise your right hand.
Ito po ay sa tatlong magkakaibang mga concessionaires. Sa ngayon po sa ating muluhagan sina Consel Martinez, Landrito, Sevilla, Moldes, Abadilla, Hilapo, Baez, Rongavilla, Magatsing, Ampaya, Bungkayaw, Camilon, Diaz, Niefes, Coro, Arsiaga at Presnedi. Nagpaghayag po ng pagsang-ayon si Consel Arcilia. Lahat po ng narito ay sang-ayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon, ang nasabi pong resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Susunod po ay ang ulat ng Committee on Veterans, Retirees, Elderly, chaired by the Honorable Council Attorney Rachel Catriel Ann Arsiaga, on the ordinance declaring February of every year as month of peace in the city of Muntinlupa.
Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga, Chairperson of Committee on Veterans, Retirees, and Elderly, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Presiding Officer. May I respectfully request permission to read the committee report.
You may proceed.
October 20, 2025, Committee Report, Honorable Stephanie Teves Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlungsod, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul R. Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Madam Presiding Officer, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Veterans, Retirees, and Elderly on the result of the public hearing held on October 8, 2025 at the Session Hall regarding the proposed ordinance declaring February of every year as the month of peace in Muntinlupa City. I move to dispense with the reading of the list of attendees and the documents submitted.
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Moldes. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Discussion. The public hearing was conducted for the proposed ordinance declaring February of every year as the month of peace in Muntinlupa City. Councilor Presnedi discussed Republic Act Number 9378, otherwise known as an act declaring the 4th day of February of every year as a special working holiday in the city of Muntinlupa to be known as Araw ng Kalayaan ng Muntinlupa. He emphasized the significance of the law in commemorating the city's liberation and promoting local pride and historical awareness among Muntinlupeños. In connection with this, it would be appropriate to declare the month of February as the month of peace in Muntinlupa City to further promote unity, harmony, and the spirit of freedom among Muntinlupeño. To advocate for peace, all public and private schools, all local and national government employees, and all barangay within the jurisdiction of Muntinlupa shall participate in the conduct of meaningful projects, programs, and activities. The Tourism, Culture, and the Arts Department, or TICAD, Community Affairs and Development Office, CADO, and other concerned offices of government that may be determined by TICAD shall formulate the implementing rules and regulation of this ordinance within 90 days after its approval. Ordinance number 2020-053, otherwise known as an ordinance declaring the 4th day of February of every year as Araw ng Kalayaan ng Muntinlupa, which provides that all public and private schools, all local and national government employees, and all barangays within the jurisdiction of Muntinlupa are hereby mandated to join the celebration of Araw ng Kalayaan ng Muntinlupa through the conduct of meaningful commemorative activities. It was approved and signed by then Mayor Jaime R. Fresnedi and the City Council on February 2020. The declaration of February as the month of peace in the city of Muntinlupa promotes the culture of peace in the city, aligning with the 7K agenda under kapayapaan at kaayusan of the administration of Mayor Rosana Rufino Bibiazon. In celebration of the month of peace, the city government of Muntinlupa, through the Tourism, Culture, and the Arts Department and CADO and other concerned departments and agencies shall plan, organize, and implement various peace-related activities every February. Recommendation: the committee hereby recommends passing an ordinance declaring February of every year as the month of peace in the city of Muntinlupa. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, the Chairperson of the Committee on Veterans, Retirees, and Elderly, Councilor Engineer Erlene Hilapo, Vice Chairperson, Councilor Attorney Raul R. Coro, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Walter Ercilia, Councilor Pati Cati Bongcayao, Councilor K. Ann Rongavilla, and Councilor Rodolfo W. Moldes Jr. as members. Madam Presiding Officer, with internal rules already suspended, may I now move to proceed to the period of discussion on the proposed ordinance.
We are now in the period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Councilor Mameto Sevilla Jr., you are recognized.
Madam Chair, may we see the ordinance para mabigyan ng kahit 3 minutes mabasa yung ordinance, yung draft ordinance.
Kahilingan po na ma-flash ang ating ordinance sa monitor. Meron na. 1 minute recess.
Madam Presiding Officer, so handa na pong inyong lingkod sa mga nais pong magtanong. Anyway, ang title po ng ordinance, an ordinance declaring February of every year as month of peace in the city of Muntinlupa.
Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Please raise your right hand. Councilor Jonas Abadilla, you are recognized.
Good morning, Madam Presiding Officer, and to the members of the City Council. Firstly, I would like to commend the committee for sponsoring this ordinance, and of course, the author of this ordinance. Before I proceed with my question, let me give context for each and everyone in the 11th City Council. So during February, during the celebration of the liberation of Muntinlupa, it's also stated in the speech of our Honorable Mayor Rafi Biazon that he requested to pass this ordinance as a month of peace, declaring February as month of peace. Due to the reason we have to educate our youth, especially our youth, to continuously understand what peace is all about in Muntinlupa, what the Japanese occupation in Muntinlupa taught us. And it's very vital for us to understand ano yung natutuhan natin sa nangyari sa nakaraan para gawin mas payapa ang buhay natin dito sa lungsod ng Muntinlupa sa kasalukuyan. And to further establish that point, no, napakahalaga na we have programs, projects, and activities for the declaration of the month of peace. Although we understand that we have the existing ordinance na Araw ng Kalayaan, declaring February 4 as Araw ng Kalayaan ng Muntinlupa, we have to promote this ordinance to establish the importance of peace in our city. So, with that context, Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to ask the sponsor, no, the committee chair of sponsoring this ordinance, what are the programs, projects, and activities next year, since gusto po natin malaman kung ano yung programa, what are the programs, projects, and activities that will be proposed subject to the implementing rules and regulations of this ordinance? Madam Presiding Officer, since the city government of Muntinlupa and barangays, as mentioned in the draft ordinance section 4B, that the city government of Muntinlupa and barangays shall facilitate the discussion of project, programs, and activities for this ordinance. Madam Presiding Officer.
Councilor Rachel Ann Arshada.
Madam Presiding Officer, yung mga programs and activities, yearly, nagkakaroon po tayo ng celebration tuwing February 4, yung Araw ng Kalayaan ng Muntinlupa. Pero as to the new activities na ilalagay po natin for next year po, hihintayin po natin yung implementing rules and regulation dahil as mentioned earlier sa ating report po na kailangan pang gumawa ng TICAD and CADO ng implementing rules and regulation at dun po ipapasok yung activities considering that activities may vary every year.
Okay. Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to suggest to the committee, before I end this discussion on my behalf, Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to suggest that we further discuss this through the youth, since gusto po natin na malaman po ng kabataan, lalong-lalo na po ng mga bata sa elementarya, na since this is not included in the curriculum of our kids or our children, napakahalaga na intensify natin yung youth peace education sa mga bata. Actually, we represent in this representation, Madam Presiding Officer, we represented Muntinlupa in the annual IYCPF or International Youth Conference for Peace in the Future in Hiroshima, Japan, last August. And one of the discussion points there was we have to focus our peace forum not just in the level of our adults, no, dapat kasama yung mga bata. Kasi dito natin mapofocus yung kung paano gumagana or paano nagpo-proceed yung kapayapaan at kaayusan. Sinisimulan natin sa mga kabataan natin. Dine-develop natin kung paano sila kikilos para ma-prevent yung any conflicts, not just in terms of the enclosed definition of peace, but also in different aspects as well. So we would like to suggest this, no, na not just the TICAD, no, not just the Community Affairs and Development Office, we must include all of the offices involved, no. Sa Peace Forum, hindi lang isang sektor yan ng komunidad. Hindi lang yan sektor ng kabataan, hindi lang sektor yan ng culture or kultura or turismo, because we are just celebrating the Peace Forum or Peace Day or Liberation Day ng Muntinlupa. It's every day, it's happening every day. So dapat na naisip ko po, Madam Presiding Officer, in the implementing rules, or since we are passing this ordinance to declare it in the implementing rules, we include in the IRR that all the offices in the city government are involved in creating discussions about this. For example, in KADO, lahat ng mga homeowners association, sa TICAD, yung declaration day natin ng peace, no? Sa YASDO, meron tayong peace forum sa mga kabataan, sa lahat ng youth organizations. So this is not just limited to those offices. That's what I point here, Madam Presiding Officer. So I would like to suggest this to the committee chair and for further discussion, to further for perusal also of the committee and of course the necessary involved offices, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Presiding Officer, gusto ko lang po i-clarify yung further discussion. Should we conduct another public hearing? Or i-amend lang po natin yung ordinance? Yung draft ordinance? Actually po, ito po yung lumang version. Meron po tayong bagong version ng ordinance. So, ang na-flash po dito, yung luma pa.
Anong? Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion pa din po. Meron pa po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Councilor Mameto Sevilla Jr., you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po. No? Bago kasi matapos yung discussion pertaining to this kapayapaan ordinance. No? Kanina kasi bago matalakay, nagkaroon ng ilang minutong recess. Lumalabas na iba ito doon sa ordinance natin declaring February 4 as kalayaan. No? And this ordinance shall pertain to kapayapaan, month of peace. At eksakto naman dahil ang February is month of love, dahil Valentine's month siya. And sakto rin dahil tayo naman, naglalagay talaga tayo ng mga activities within this month. No? Iba-iba, sa school, sa barangay, may iba't ibang activities. And angkop lang naman siguro talaga na gawin na lang through an ordinance na itong buwan na ito, yung mga activities, dito ilagay. No? Pero kaya po ako tumindig, Madam Chair, nabanggit ko na rin lang kanina yung araw ng kalayaan pertaining to the every February 4, of which meron tayong regular talagang ginagawa activity. No? Meron kasing nagbulong sa akin kanina, Madam Chair. No? Tama yung observation. No? And I would like to ask the committee na pag-aralan din. Ang tinutukoy po nung nagbulong sa akin, yung ordinansa ng February 4, kung susuriin maigi yung ginagawa natin activities every year sa liwasan ng mga bayani sa Alabang, kung titingnan, mostly taga-District 2. And even the one noted as the leader of this guerrilla unit ay taga-District po, yung nag-represent sa amin doon, taga-Kupang, si Colonel Baldomero Binyalon ba? Tama po, yung Kanduli unit. Pero there is another unit daw sa Muntinlupa na belongs to the District 1 naman. Ito yung Manggahan unit, no? Na pinangungunahan ng Pedro Diaz, yung po yung parang napatay yata sa school, no? Noong panahon ng giyera. So, on that issue, Madam Chair, siguro pwedeng pag-aralan ng ating committee ng veterans and ano ba yan? Veterans and elderly and retirees, no? Na baka tingnan yung bagay na yon at maisama rin doon sa ordinansa, yung pagkilala rin doon sa unit naman na nakabase dito sa District 1. Or for that purpose din, baka pwedeng isama doon sa mga ano rin sa Alabang, sa Liwasan ng Bayani. Isama rin yung mga members na nandito sa kabilang district naman. Yun lang po, Madam Chair.
Yung sa sinabi po ni Councilor Metong Sibilya, yung unit po ng District 1 is led by General Gilbena po. Siya po yung pumalit as appointee ni then former Mayor Pedro Diaz. Opo.
Okay, thank you very much po. Duly noted po yung suggestion ng ating kasamang konsehal, Marmeto Sibilya. So, kung wala na pong tanong, I now move to close the period of discussion and move that we proceed to the period of amendments.
Kahilingan po na tapusin ang period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Arlene Lapo. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. Tayo po ay nasa period of amendment. Meron po bang nais na mag-amenda? Councilor Jonas Abadilla, you are recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, requesting for 3-minute recess.
3 minutes recess. magpapatuloy? Dahil tayo po ay may nire-reading mga dokumento na kakailanganin po for amendment, tayo po ay magpapatuloy muna po sa next na committee report po natin. Lay on the table. Lay on the table. Lay on the table. Okay. Kahilingan.
Sa dulo pa natin i-discuss to.
Sabi ni Ryan eh. Okay na. Continue tayo sa step. Okay na. Okay na po. Tayo po ay magpapatuloy. Naka-flash na po yung atin pong
Paki-flash po yung draft ordinance po natin.
yung pinakabagong draft ordinance. Tayo po ngayon ay nasa period of amendment pa din. Councilor Jonas Abadilla, you are recognized.
Good morning again, Madam Presiding Officer. I would like to propose to the body this amendment for Section 4, Implementing Rules and Regulations. The Tourism, Culture, and the Arts Department, Community Affairs and Development Office, inserting Schools Division Office and Youth Affairs and Sports Development Office and other concerned offices of government that may be determined by the TICAD, since the Tourism, Culture, and Arts Department will be spearheading the drafting of the implementing rules and regulations. So that's it, Madam Presiding Officer. I move that we amend Section 4 of the draft ordinance stating, and I quote, "The Tourism, Culture, and Arts Department, Community Affairs and Development Office, Schools Division Office of Muntinlupa, Youth Affairs and Sports Development Office, and other concerned offices of government that may be determined by the TICAD shall formulate the implementing rules and regulations of this ordinance within 90 days after its approval." I so moved, Madam Presiding Officer.
Itong amendment na to, yun na pag-usapan kanina sa period of discussion. Motion to approve the said amendment seconded by Councilor Jedy Presnedi. Hearing no objection, the said amendment is approved.
No further amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, on my end.
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you po. Pangalawang amendment po, I move to include as co-sponsors all members of the City Council who will vote in favor of this proposed ordinance.
Amendment to include all the councilors who will vote for the said ordinance seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objection, the said amendment is approved. Another amendment, Councilor Jedy Presnedi, you are recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, I request that Councilor Rachel Arsiaga be included as co-author po ng nasabing ordinansa.
Kahilingan na maisama si Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga as co-author of the said ordinance, seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Any objection? Hearing no objection, the said amendment is approved.
Maraming salamat po. There being no further amendments, I move that we now close the period of amendments and proceed to the approval of this proposed ordinance.
Motion to end the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said ordinance, please raise your right hand.
Sangayon po sa ating mulagan, sina Consel Arsiaga, Presnedi, Niefes, Coro, Diaz, Camilon, Bongcayaw, Ampaya, Bagatsing, Rongavilla, Hilapo, Baez, Abadilla, Molde, Sevilla, Martinez, at Landito, gayon din po ang Consel Arcelia. Lahat po na narito ay isa ngayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon, ang nasabi pong ordinansa ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Sunod po ay ulat ng Committee on Personal Administration chaired by the Honorable Attorney Rachel Catriel Ana Arsiaga, who conducted their public hearing last October 15, 2025 on the letter of Dr. Caroline Magalong, acting head of the City Health Office, on the request for enactment of an ordinance formally recognizing the established Putatan Health Center.
Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga, Chairperson of Committee on on Personal Administration, you are again recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Presiding Officer. May I respectfully request permission to read the committee report.
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie Teves Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlungsod, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Madam Presiding Officer, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Personal Administration on the result of the public hearing held on October 15, 2025 at the Session Hall regarding the proposed ordinance officially declaring and institutionalizing the Putatan Health Center Main as the central public health facility of Barangay Putatan. Madam Presiding Officer, I move to dispense with the reading of the list of attendees and the documents submitted.
Motions to dispense the reading of the name of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Arlene Hilapo. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Discussion. The public hearing was conducted for the proposed ordinance officially declaring and institutionalizing the Putatan Main Health Center located at National Road as the central public health facility of Barangay Putatan. The aforementioned health center has been dispensing basic and comprehensive health services to the inhabitants of the barangay and surrounding populations. These range from medical consultation, immunization activities, maternal and child health care, and other preventive and promotive interventions for health. The passage of such an ordinance will define a distinct legal identity and operational mandate of the health center, support more coordinated planning, staffing, and utilization of resources, increase coordination with the City Health Office, and integrate with the city's health development agenda, provide continuity and sustainability of its services as a lead public health facility, and fulfill a key requirement of the Department of Health for the issuance of a license to operate. In the course of the committee's hearing, it was noted that all barangay health centers in Muntinlupa City are accredited under the Yakap PhilHealth program or PhilHealth Konsultasyong Sulit at Tama or Konsulta Package. While the Putatan Main Health Center is already accredited by PhilHealth, the institutionalization of the facility through a city ordinance is necessary to ensure its continuous compliance with the standards and operational requirements of the PhilHealth Yakap program. Kagawad Alex Santos from Barangay Putatan inquired as to why the proposed ordinance seeks to officially recognize and institutionalize only the Putatan Main Health Center and not the other existing health centers in Muntinlupa City. In response, Dr. Chu of CHO explained that the other barangay health centers across the city will follow subsequently once their requirements are completed. Putatan Health Center Main will be eventually renovated to accommodate procedures, laboratories, and other services under the PhilHealth Yakap program. The committee took note of the clarification and recognized that the institutionalization of the Putatan Health Center Main will serve as the initial step and model for the formal recognition of all other health centers in Muntinlupa City. Recommendation: the committee hereby recommends passing an ordinance officially declaring and institutionalizing the Putatan Health Center Main as the central public health facility of Barangay Putatan. Madam Presiding Officer, pakita. Respectfully submitted. Councilor Attorney Rachel Arsiaga, Chairperson of the Committee on Personal Administration, Councilor Kay Ann Rongavilla, Vice Chairperson, Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Amanda Camilon, member, Councilor Shalimar Baez Reyes, members. Okay. So, Madam Presiding Officer, with the internal rules already suspended, may I now move to proceed to the period of discussion on the proposed ordinance?
Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Councilor Mameto Sevilla Jr., you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Although medyo nahap-hapiwan ko kanina sa committee report kung bakit kailangan na gawing institutionalized na yung Putatan Health Center. May we know uli from the sponsor, ano-ano ba yung dahilan and ano-ano yung mga benefits pag ini-institutionalize na yung Putatan Health Center?
Maraming salamat po. Kaya po, ang isa po sa mga reasons kung bakit kailangan po natin i-institutionalize yung Putatan Health Center kasi ito po yung kauna-unahang health center na magkakaroon po ng mga laboratories po at and other services and procedures po under the PhilHealth Yakap program. So, isa po sa mga requirements ay kailangan po, syempre, alam naman po natin ng PhilHealth Yakap program, meron po silang mga requirements as to the infrastructure, the structure of the health center and other hospitals. And isa po dito ay yung kailangan po ma-accommodate yung infrastructure or the structure of the health center itself. Opo.
So, Mar, kasi naitanong po, Madam Chair, kasi even before, no, nagde-declare man tayo na mag-convert tayo ng mga health center natin into a super health center, no? Will this be categorized now as a super health center with the inclusions of different laboratory services?
Actually po, ang Putatan Health Center main naman ay super health center po siya.
Ano-ano ba yung mga laboratories now na magko-comprise para ito po ay pumasok doon sa category na yon? Kasi alam ko, sa pagkakaalam ko, Madam Chair, lahat naman halos ng health center, meron silang mga blood testing, although ang kailangan talaga is laboratories and x-ray. Does this mean dito sa ating institutionalized na pati yung x-rays and ibang laboratory na procedures, meron na?
Magkakaroon po. Iko-comply po yung lahat ng mga laboratories. Hopefully po, lahat ng laboratories po under the PhilHealth Yakap program ay magkakaroon po dito sa Putatan Health Center main.
And kasi lahat naman ng health center, no, covered din ng Yakap project ng ating gobyerno. Meron na basa ako kanina sa ayan, no? Continuous compliance with the standards and operational requirements of the PhilHealth Yakap program. Ano yung kaibahan nung ikaw ay institutionalized doon sa ibang health center na ipinasok sa Yakap program ng ating PhilHealth?
Actually po, hindi doon yung difference po niya. Okay. Ang mangyayari lang po sa Putatan Health Center main, siya lang po yung unang i-renovate para po maging sunod yung requirements po ng PhilHealth Yakap program. So, eventually po, yung other health centers po, i-renovate po sila. Pero ngayon po, yung Putatan Health Center po, main po muna ang mauuna. Kaya sila po yung una pong ini-institutionalize. Kasi isa po sa requirement ay kailangan po na magpasa po ng ordinance formally recognizing and institutionalizing yung health center po. Ito po ay requirement po ng DOH as mentioned by Dr. Chu.
Okay po. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much po. We are still in the period of discussion. Councilor Ryan Bagaching, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Clarificatory question lang kasi natakal po yung Yakap PhilHealth program. Correct me if I'm wrong. No? I don't know if the chair of the Committee on Personnel Administration is the proper person to inquire to. No? Kasi as far as I know, yung Yakap PhilHealth program has no exclusivity. Meaning, yung PhilHealth bumababa yan parang, that is as far as I know, no? Pwedeng gawin kahit saan, kahit saang barangay, kahit saang lugar, for as long as meron mag-host ng venue. But ito po sa paraan na to, pag in-institutionalize po natin yung Putatan Main Health Center, what will happen now to the other yakap programs na ginagawa po sa iba't ibang lugar? Let's say particular sa Putatan, like let's get straight to the point. Meron pong ginagawa sa baba ng City Hall, sa People's Center, which is also a part of Barangay Putatan. So does it mean na lahat po yan mawawala na at doon na lang po ba siya gagawin sa Putatan Health Center?
Actually po, yung mga bumababa po sa communities, yun po yung initial stage ng PhilHealth Yakap program. So dito po, nagkakaroon po ng registration, bumababa po ang, let's say, may isa pong clinic na accredited po ng PhilHealth Yakap, bababa po sila doon, kasama po ang PhilHealth mismo para po mag-issue at mag-register po ng mga beneficiaries. Pagkatapos po nun, magkakaroon sila ng consultation, and after that, bibigyan po sila ng reseta kung meron po silang kinakailangan na gawing laboratories and mga gamot na kailangan pong kunin. So, dito po papasok yung mga accredited po na clinics kasi po hindi po lahat ng mga clinics sa ating lungsod ay accredited po ng yakap program ng PhilHealth. But, meron lang pong iilan na accredited po ng PhilHealth Yakap, katulad po yung care center, kung sino po yung partner na nag-hold po ng registration doon po sa atin sa People Center, and yung bumababa po sa communities dito sa lungsod ng Muntinlupa. Pero lahat po ng ating health centers, lahat po sila ay accredited po ng PhilHealth as certified by Dr. Chu. Kaya lang po, dahil marami pong mga laboratories or procedures and na kasali dun sa program, hindi po yun lahat na ibibigay po ng health center. And yun po yung reason kung bakit kailangan pong i-renovate yung Putatan Health Center Main para po ma-accommodate niya po yung mga services under the PhilHealth Yakap program.
But this will not centralize, no?
No
The
po.
services being offered by PhilHealth. Thank you very much, Madam
Thank
Chair.
you po. 1 minute recess po. May
hinihiling po na ito pong matter na to, since ito po ay connected sa public health and concerning naman po talaga sa health, hinihiling po na ito po ay ma-refer po sa Committee on Health sa pangunguna po ni Councilor Amanda Camilon, and ka-joint na lang po yung personal administration para doon sa aspeto ng institutionalization. So,
Motion po na, there's a motion to refer the said ordinance on the proper committee po, which is the Committee on Health chaired by Councilor Amanda Camilon, and for schedule po of another public hearing. Any second po on the said motion? Seconded by Councilor Patty Catibong Cayao. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Sunod po ay ulat ng Committee on Urban Poor, chaired by the Honorable Councilor Mamerto Sibilia Jr., who conducted his public hearing on October 16 on the financial assistance for the families affected by a court-ordered demolition at Acero, Santo Niño, and Immaculate Conception, all located at Cupang, Muntinlupa City.
Madam
Councilor
President.
Mamerto Sibilia Jr., you are recognized.
Salamat po. Honorable Stephanie C. Tevez Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer Sangguniang Banglunsod, through Honorable Councilor Atty. Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Urban Poor and Housing on the result of the public hearing held on October 16, 2025 at the session hall regarding the request for additional financial assistance for the families affected by the demolition of informal settlers in Acero Compound, Sitio Santo Niño, and Immaculate Conception Compound, Barangay Cupang, Muntinlupa City. At this point, Madam Chair, hinihiling kong wag nang basahin ang listahan ng umattend at ang mga dokumentong na-submit.
Kahilingan po to dispense the reading of the documents submitted and name of attendees, seconded by Councilor Dado Maldez. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Discussion, the committee received a request letter coming from the acting department head of the Urban Poor Affairs Office requesting for additional financial assistance for families affected by the recent demolition of informal settlers in Acero Compound, Sitio Santo Niño, and Immaculate Conception Compound, Barangay Cupang, Muntinlupa City. The request is for additional financial assistance for 74 families out of the 98 families who have submitted their package forms. Request letter. The amount of financial assistance to be given is 10,000 pesos for each family, with a total of 740,000 pesos. The additional families are in addition to the 379 families that were initially given as provided for in an ordinance that was passed before by the City Council. The legal basis for the grant of financial assistance is by virtue of provisions from Ordinance Number 2024-246. Budget for the financial assistance will come from the maintenance and other operating expenses of the Office of UPAW with AIP number 3000-2-3-4-1E61-012. Recommendation, the committee hereby recommends to pass an ordinance granting financial assistance to 74, actually, Madam Chair, 74 families affected by demolition in Cupang, Muntinlupa City in the amount of 10,000 pesos each, totaling 740,000 pesos. The committee is submitted by yours truly as the chair, members, Attorney Raul Coro, Vice Chair, Attorney Reggie Landrito, sino ba? And other members of the committee. At this point, Madam Chair, nakasuspend naman ang ating internal rules. Hinihiling kong mapag-usapan po ang nasabing ordinansa granting financial assistance to informal settlers affected by demolition at Sitio Santo Niño, Acero, and ICC. Bigyan ko lang ng konting background, no, Madam Chair. Hindi naman lingid sa kalaman ng lahat na nagkaroon po ng demolition doon sa West Service Road, Barangay Kupang. 3 komunidad po yun. Acero halos lahat, ICC halos lahat, and portion of Santo Niño, Sitio Santo Niño. Nung una po, nagpalabas ng financial na tulong ang ating lungsod. Umigit kumulang 400, 300 lang po yung nakapasa doon sa bibigyan ng financial assistance. Pero after the demolition, meron pong humabol na 98 families na gumawa ng pakay sa ating punong lungsod asking for financial assistance. Ito po ay binalidate ng ating upaw, katulong yung mga opisyalis sa nasabing lugar. At sang-ayon po doon sa validation, 74 ang napagkasunduan na bibigyan ng financial assistance na tig 10,000, no? At ang magiging total na ibibigay na financial assistance ay 740,000. So, kung meron pong nais pang magtanong or maglinaw sa nasabing kahiling ang ipasang ordinansa, ako po ay nakahanda ng sumagot.
Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion. Sa mga nais po magtanong o maglinaw, please raise your right hand.
Kung wala naman, Madam Presiding Officer, hiniling pong tapusin na ang period of discussion at dumako na sa period of amendment.
Kahilingan po na tapusin ang period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. Tayo po ay nasa punto ng pag-aamenda. Lahat po ng nais na mag-amenda, please raise your right hand po.
Yung normal amendment po natin, Madam Presiding Officer, hiniling ko masama as co-sponsor ang lahat ng boboto dito sa nasabing ordinansa.
Motion po to amend na maisama po ang lahat po ng pangalan ng mga boboto as co-sponsors, seconded by Attorney Reggie Alandrito. Hearing no objection, the said amendment is approved.
Madam Presiding Officer, kung wala namang nais ng magdagdag ng amendment, hiniling kong tapusin na ang period of amendment at dumako tayo sa pagbobotohan ng nasabing ordinansa.
Motion to end the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Engineer Arlene Hilapo. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
Sangayon po sa ating buluhagan, sina Consel Landrito, Martinez, Evilla, Moldes, Abadilla, Baez, Ilapo, Rongavilla, Bagatsing, Ampaya, Bongcayaw, Arcilia, Diaz, Camilon, Coro, Niefes, Presnedi at Arsiaga. Lahat po na narito ay sangayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon, ang nasabi pong resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Para po sa ating nakatakdang gawain, the Local Finance Council Resolution Number 19, Series of 2025, recommending the creation of 8 positions for Colegio de Muntinlupa.
Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga, Chairperson of Committee on Personal Administration, you are recognized.
Link po na paki-flash yung ordinance po. So ito naman po ay na-report na natin last week. So na-discuss na din po natin yung mga nilalaman po ng ordinansa. So, ang title po ng ordinance, so an ordinance on the reorganization of Colegio de Muntinlupa through the creation of 8 plantilla positions to comply with the accreditation requirements of the Commission on Higher Education. The presiding officer, 1 minute recess po habang hinihintay po natin ma-flash po yung draft
1 minute
ordinance.
recess.
ordinance on the reorganization of Colegio de Muntinlupa through the creation of 8 plantilla positions to comply with the accreditation requirements of the Commission on Higher Education. So ito pong matter na to ay napag-usapan na po natin last week and napag-usapan din po na uunahin ipasa yung abolition ng positions bago po itong creation ng positions kasi part po ng pondo na gagamitin dito sa 8 plantilla positions to be created ay yung ibang pondo na manggagaling po doon sa positions na inabolish po natin. So, kung wala naman na pong tanong, hinihiling ko po na pagbotohan na po ang nasabing ordinansa.
Tayo pa ay nasa period of discussion. Meron po bang katanungan o paglilinaw? Wala na po. Motion to end the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Patty Katibong Cayao. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed.
Madam Presiding Officer, for the amendment po, hinihiling po na mapasama as co-sponsors po ang lahat ng kasama nating konsehal na boboto sa nasabing proposed ordinance.
Kahilingan po na may isama ang lahat po ng pangalan ng mga konsel na boboto sa nasabing ordinansa. Pinangunahan po ni Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objection, the said amendment is approved.
Kung wala na pong amendment, hinihiling po na isarado ng period of amendments and mag-proceed po sa approval ng proposed ordinance.
Motion to end the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Ann Landito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said ordinance, please raise your right hand.
Favor are Councilors Arsiaga, Presnedi, Niefes Coro, Camilo Diaz, Roncayaw, Arcilia, Ampaya, Bagatsing, Rongavilla, Hilapo, Baez, Abadilla, Moldes, Sevilla, Martinez, at Landrito. Lahat po na narito isa ngayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon, ang nasabi pong ordinansa ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Dako po tayo sa pagbasa ng liham. Ito po ang una ay ang letter of the Honorable Representative of the Lone District of Muntinlupa, Congressman Attorney Jaime R. Presnedi, informing the City Council on the introduction of House Bill Number 561, or an act reconciling the powers of the Bureau of Corrections with Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, and Executive Order Number 292, otherwise known as the Administrative Code of 1987, amending Section 6B and 8 of Republic Act 10575, otherwise known as the Bureau of Corrections Act of 2023.
Madam Presiding Officer, as the author of the resolution requesting Congress to pass a law amending the said Bucor Modernization Act of 2014, I think, I would like to request the Honorable Secretary to please furnish this representation a copy of the said proposed House Bill number 561 for my information and as well as the information of our fellow councilors.
Lahat na po tayo sa ibang bagay na pag-uusapan.
Madam Chair, I'd like to open first on the other matters, the referral of the proposed 2026 executive budget of the city government of Muntinlupa in the amount of 10,066,456,107. This was read on first reading in today's regular session, and as previously done in the previous city council, we will conduct a series of committee hearings, which this representation has scheduled on the following dates. But before that, Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to request the Honorable Secretary to ensure that every member of the City Council is given a copy of the proposed 2026 executive budget. Aside from the furnishing of the copy, number two, I would like to request the Honorable Secretary to please take note of the following schedules on the committee hearings that will be conducted by this representation as the chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations. First is on October 22, the whole day, from 8 to 5 p.m., with a lunch break from 12 to 1. Then on October 29, only in the morning, from 8 to 12. Then on October 30 and 31, the whole day, from 8 to 5 p.m. Then on November 3, at 1 to 5 p.m. only. And then on November 4 and 13, if necessary, the whole day. That is the schedule, Madam Presiding Officer, of the committee hearings that will be conducted by this representation. And I would like to respectfully enjoin the members of the City Council to please join in the committee hearings and ask questions, clarifications from the department heads that will be invited, who will be invited for the said committee hearings. Would like to request the Madam Secretary to please schedule it in accordance with the different sectors. No? So I would like to probably request the Honorable Secretary to present it in such a way that the first sector, as presented in the budget, kung ano po yung unang sector, then yun po ang masusunod para hindi po tayo palipat-lipat ng pahina. Kung nauna po yung isang sector, then all the departments under that sector will be invited and will be first to be invited, and so on and so forth. So yun po, Madam Presiding Officer, and thank you, and this is going to be quite long, and because certainly the Appropriations Ordinance is the #1 ordinance that we passed, the most important ordinance that we pass every year. So thank you.
Thank you po, Majority Floor Leader Attorney Raul Coro. We are still on other matters. Councilor Alan Ampaya, you are recognized.
Good morning po, Madam Presiding Officer, and to all members of the City Council. Ang Liga ng mga Barangay po ay nagkaroon ng isang pagpupulong na kung saan ay natalakay po namin yung ating problema ngayon sa community, which is yung ating mga minors na nagkalat sa gabi. And nagkasundo po ang lahat ng members ng Liga ng mga Barangay na magpasa ng isang resolution requesting the City Council to revisit the curfew ordinance of the city to ensure that it remains relevant, responsive, and adapted to present conditions. So nire-request ko po na kung maaari ay mapasama po sa first reading ito pong resolution na ipinasa ng Liga ng mga Barangay.
Madam Presiding Officer, I have here a copy of Resolution number 14-2025 of the Liga ng mga Barangay, headed by the Honorable Councilor Alan Ampaya of Barangay Poblacion. And this resolution has something to do with, and I quote, resolution requesting the august body of the City of Muntinlupa to revisit the curfew ordinance of the city to ensure that it remains relevant, responsive, and adaptive to present conditions. With this resolution, Madam Chair, and with the request of the Honorable ABC President that it be included in the first reading, may I refer this matter to the Committee on Peace and Order for the conduct of the necessary public hearing.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and this copy of your resolution will be furnished the chairperson of the Committee on Public Order and Security. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. And meron pa po akong isa. Nung few weeks ago ay may nai-refer po sa akin sa aking committee sa Barangay Affairs. Ito po ay ang sulat ni kagalang-galang Kagawad Floyd Pagio regarding do sa kanyang request ng mga resolutions ng Barangay Alabang. And before pa po ako makapag-conduct ng public hearing ay sinagot na po ni Kapitana Tintin Abbas yung letter. So nais ko lang ipagbigay alam sa lahat na hindi na po ako nag-conduct ng public hearing because nasagot naman ng kapitan ng Barangay Alabang yung request through a letter ng Kagawad Floyd Pagio. Yun lamang po, Madam Chair, maraming salamat.
The manifestation of the Honorable ABC President is hereby duly noted, and that the same has been duly responded by the Honorable Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Alabang. The same is no longer needed for the conduct of a public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you po. Any other matters to be discussed? Councilor Jonas Abadilla, you are recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, for other matters, since we had a regular session in the Barangay Council in this representation, it was brought up in the Barangay Council of Barangay Buli to follow up the sent proposed ordinance, barangay ordinance for approval. I think this is for first reading during the 8th regular session of the 11th City Council. And this is about Tulong Aral, Ordinance number 00, Barangay Ordinance number 00425, series of 2025. And this was referred during our regular session to the Committee of Education and Barangay Affairs. And I seek knowledge from the 11th City Council on the approval or paano po ba yung gagawin natin dito, Madam Presiding Officer, for the record. So, approve na po ba? Just for the information.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for a 5-minute recess to discuss the matter with the appropriate committee chair.
5 minutes recess. Councilor Jedi Preseti, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Presiding Officer. Yung matter po na na-discuss is naisabit nga po yung ordinance po ng Barangay Buli. At meron lang po kasing binibigay na number of days para po makapag-conduct ng public hearing at i-address po kung approve or meron pong objection ng City Council. At dahil hindi na rin naman po nakapag-conduct ng public hearing, ay naglaps na po yun. Na parang deem approve na rin po yun.
Okay.
No objection po.
Okay.
Madam Presiding Officer, we just want from as a member of the Sangguniang Barangay ng Buli, we seek certification of approval of the City Council as well for the Barangay Ordinance of Tulong Aral, for the continuous education programs of the Pamahalaang Barangay ng Buli. Maraming salamat po.
That is noted po. Any other matters to be discussed? Kung wala na po, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, you are recognized po.
Madam Presiding Officer, since there are no other matters to discuss in today's regular session, I move that we adjourn our 16th regular session this morning.
Motion to adjourn our 16th regular session, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandrito. Hearing no objection, sessions adjourned.